Today was a very exciting day for Regional at Best fans because one of the featured artists off of Regional at Best uploaded one of the tracks onto Spotify today. So, two people featured on the album. There's Tyler's brother Zach Jocef, who we won't be talking about on the channel, ever for that matter. And then there is Jocef. No, not Tyler Joseph, not Jay Joseph, or any other member of the Joseph family household. We are talking about Jocef, as in Jocef, who featured on the track Be Concerned. Now, Jocef uploaded Be Concerned to Spotify today, and this is how the album cover looks. It is just a single, and this got a lot of Regional Best fans excited because, oh my gosh, it's a track of Regional Best on Spotify, to which, if you go listen to it, it's kind of the same, but it's also very different. You get the same second verse, and then you do get a little bit of that Regional at Best instrumental track in the background, but it's a different first verse, a different last verse, a bridge got added to it, and musically it is also really different. And on Twitter, it was very, very divisive whether people liked it or disliked it. I saw a lot of people asking, what's the legality about this? Is Jocef allowed to upload this? Is this legal? I mean, it's the album that 21 Pilots doesn't want on any streaming platform except for Deezer for whatever reason, keeping under lock and key. Why is this a thing? So, we're going to be talking about the legality of Be Concerned today because
I went to college
from music business. I got my degree right here, and I had a whole class about copyright, about legality. So let's suit up and let's talk about music business, shall we? Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope you're having a good day today. Hope your day is going well and hope it continues to go well. Let's get right into it. This is going to be a little bit of a nerdy video for me, but I am super excited to talk about it. Let's get into the legalities with Be Concerned, Jocef, Tyler Joseph, and 21 Pilots. Let's go. Now, the first thing I want to do is talk about the music structure to Be Concerned, the ones off Regional at Best, versus Jocef's Be Concerned. Because if you listen to them back to back and ignore all the lyrics, all the verses, they are completely different songs. Jocef basically built his from the ground up, it seems like, and 21 Pilots is the one that we know and love to this day. And even the chord structures of the songs are completely different. Now, don't get me wrong, they're in the same key, and in chords, in key signatures, you are limited to a certain amount of chords that you can use unless you want to get super jazzy with it. But in 21 Pilots Be Concerned, song from Regional Best, it's a B flat major. You go to an E flat major, you go to a G minor, then you go to an F major. So it is a 1-4-6-5 chord progression. Where'd you go? They are thinking now. Yeah, it's so hard to motivate me to devote a single inch of me to something I can see. I don't mean to pry, but why would you even make the eyes? Now, Jocef's version is very confusing. I've been trying to figure this out all night, and I can't get the 4 chords down because Jocef's version starts on B flat major 2, but goes to an F, then goes to an E flat, and it sounds like it goes to a D minor. And I can talk about anything, whether or not it was based on who's listening. Someone's friend, it's something we just been through. I'm blanked out on his lyrics, but structure-wise, it is a 1-5-4-3, which is a very weird chord progression because isn't exactly a satisfying resolution, but Chord structure wise, it's different. It's legally how Vanilla Ice got away with using the Under Pressure bass line from Queen because it uses one extra note, or in the case of Red Hot Chili Peppers versus Tom Petty, they use one different chord. But Justin, I hear you asking, musically they are different. Yes, Jocef has a different chord compared to 21 Pilots, but it's still the same song off a regional best sonically. Same title, same structure overall, and it has the same exact second verse word for word and includes samples from the actual song itself. What about that? Well, now we dive deep into the world of copyright. You see, this is the most confusing thing in any kind of business. And I know enough about copyright to know that it is super important, so that way, in case anyone else rips off your song, you can go after them to make sure your song is still protected. And there are a lot of cases out there of copyright. Some of the most famous ones include Beach Boys versus Chuck Berry. Then even the biggest one is George Harrison of the Beatles ripping off the Chieftains' He's So Fine versus George Harrison's My Sweet Lord, to which George Harrison lost the lawsuit. The Beatle lost the lawsuit in this legal battle. And my whole thought process behind when I saw Jocef release is that he featured off a regional best. He must have part of the copyright considering he did contribute to the album. And I'm not sure if I said that in this take or not. And when I saw it, I didn't think about looking up at the time, but as soon as I got home, I was curious and I looked it up on the United States Copyright Offices, publicrecords.copyright.gov, and I started searching, Be Concerned, regional at best, and it took me a good bit to find it until I typed in Blurry Face by 21 Pilots, got the album, and I got the thing I needed to look up to get regional at best, which was Striker Jocef Music LLC. I looked it up and a little thing popped up saying Anathema and 34 other titles, musical compositions by Tyler Jocef, to which if you go to the copyright, there are 35 songs there, which include all the songs off of Vessel, all the songs off of Self-Titled, and all the songs off of Regional Best, Anathema, Forest, Kitchen Sink, and our culprit here, Be Concerned. Fun fact, that was actually the first thing that was copyrighted within this. It is marked 00001. To which if you go to it and you click on the link, it really says nothing. You kind of have to take a look at the overall document itself, and it's filed under Tyler Jocef, names undifferentiated role by Tyler Jocef, as in only one person owns these song titles, these sound recordings, which is Tyler Jocef. The Jocef who uploaded to Spotify today, who featured on Be Concerned, no copyright whatsoever. They are 100% Tyler's. Now I hear a portion of you yelling through your screens right now, Justin, what about sampling? And that is actually a super important thing to bring up. So if you don't know what sampling is, it's basically using a part of an audio clip, whether that be a song, a speech, a video, and putting it into your own music. So let's say, for example, that I made a song and I felt like it needed a little bit of something. So I took, I don't know, car radio, for example, and I use the main piano line or the main synth, you know, that part, and I put it into my own song as well. Totally legal, right? Not exactly. It is a very, very complicated process, and there are a lot of hoops to jump through. And I will talk about these hoops throughout the book that I used in my music business class in college, which is this book right here, Taking Care of Your Music Business, Taking the Legal and Business Aspects You Need to Know to 3.0 by John Kellogg. Seriously, I love this book and takes care of all the music business. So anyway, guys, the book of Kellogg. If you have it, we're going to turn to page 102 on sampling. And I quote, Sampling is a third-party use that occurs when a portion of one recording is digitally inserted into a new recording. Under copyright law, if the copyright work is used to derive a new copyrighted work, a license must be obtained to create the new derived work. This technique first became very popular during the development of hip-hop music and is still prevalent today. When a prior audio recording is sampled into a new one, permission must be granted from the owner of the sampled recording, and this too is usually obtained through the payment of a license fee. Let's make an assumption that another artist sampled one of the tracks off on the album, and the distributor was paid $15,000 in license fees for the use. So basically, you have to get permission from the artist you are sampling from, then you have to pay them a little bit of a fee. And now it's quite possible that Jocef in fact did this and went to Tyler and be like, hey, would you mind if I did this? I'm not going to use your verses, I'll be concerned. I'm going to use my own. I'm going to restructure it a little bit if I can just sample this little bit. It's quite possible they did that because Jocef originally was on Be Concerned as a little favor, returning a favor for Tyler being on one of Jocef's songs off of his first album. I believe that song was called Live, if I'm remembering correctly at the top of my head. And it's quite possible that Jocef didn't do this with Tyler. It's quite possible that he just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway, which could result in a whole bunch of legal issues. It is also worth noting that Jocef does upload music to streaming platforms using DistroKid. The reason why I know this is because I went to his Twitter, clicked on a thing to reserve like a song, like it prior to it being released. Just clicked on the link and I saw it was a DistroKid link, something I'm very much affiliated with when I release my own music. And if you want to release your own music on DistroKid too, I have a link down in the description box below. Sign up to DistroKid today and you can get 7% off your first year with it. So basically, when you upload to DistroKid, you have to fill a whole bunch of questions, and you have to fill out a whole bunch of information. You have to upload an album cover, pick a genre, song title, then it asks you if you are the songwriter and or if this is a cover. And now it's quite possible that Jocef said, I wrote this. He could have just hit, I wrote this, and bypassed a whole bunch of things, which can land him in legal problems. And or he hit, it's a cover, another artist wrote it. To which it gives you, DistroKid gives you a whole bunch of things, to which it says covers are okay, remixes are probably not okay, and sampling is probably not okay. And it says sampling when you use the actual recording of another artist's performance. For example, if you use the 1971 recording of Led Zeppelin's When the Levee Breaks as your drum track, that's generally not allowed unless you have permission from the original artist. So you still have to jump through the hoops if you sample something through DistroKid, and it gets confusing from there. And then, of course, the DistroKid process, it gets sent off, it gets sent to Harry Fox, you get the cover license, you get it back, and then it gets uploaded to streaming platforms everywhere. That's how I was able to upload my cover of Truce onto streaming services, as well as my cover of Anathema from Regional at Best. I know that's where a lot of people went with this. Well, it's a Regional at Best song. 21 Pilots don't want Regional at Best songs out there, so they're going to cut this off ASAP. Well, they've been getting really lenient with it on the internet. I remember on YouTube years ago looking up Regional at Best songs and finding one, it getting removed, finding one, getting removed. Then you would find ones that sound like very underwater, super reverbed, and it wasn't good. But lately, within the past year or so, they've gotten really lenient with uploading them to YouTube. Like, you can search Be Concerned lyric video and one pops up. You can search a clear, good, glowing eyes, lovely. You can search Ruby, Anathema. You can find all of them lyric videos that stay up. And it's insane. They just don't want it on streaming platforms that's not named Deezer. I don't know why Deezer is so special, but they're okay with covers. There is a Slow Town cover on Spotify. There's Be Concerned's covers. My cover of Anathema is on Spotify. They allow covers. It's just a matter of the rest of the hoops of copyright, sampling, and all of that. So that was my little knowledge spiel about the legality of Be Concerned by Jocef. If you have any copyright questions, go see a lawyer. I am just telling you what I learned throughout my copyright class in college. There are a lot of great articles online, especially from CD Baby, DistroKid Baby, but there are a lot of good resources out there if you want to know more about copyright. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go edit this video because it is currently 1:30 in the morning I spent working on this, but I'm gonna go edit this, then I'm gonna go to bed. I have a lot of gigs where I'm playing bass this week, so I'm gonna go to bed. But anyway, guys, I'll see you all later. Goodbye, and good night, more importantly, have a good day, and I'll see you later. This is a clip-on tie.